is amazing. Think about it. Traditions, memories, so much happiness. But food can also bring a lot of stress. Thrive Life wants to take away the stress by delivering simple, clean food right to your door. How would that help, you ask? Well, we've done some research. Approximately 1 in 42 trillion people actually like to wash, peel, and chop fruits and veggies. And approximately 1 in 56 bajillion people enjoy throwing out rotten produce.
Ew.
Our research found that a lot of the stress comes from planning meals. Although 43% of the population claims to pre-plan their meals, we found that less than 1% actually do. So, we had an idea. Let's help people not stress out about food. Enter Thrive Life. Ingredients that are pre-washed, pre-cut, and freeze-dried to lock in all those nutrients and delicious flavors, and they won't spoil in days or even weeks after buying them. Ingredients that aren't loaded with additives, preservatives, or GMOs. And for those nights that you just don't have anything planned, or frankly don't like the plans you did have, there's Simple Plate. It's a meal kit that's better than any meal kit you've experienced. According to our research, it's planned, prepped, and pre-portioned deliciousness. And it doesn't have to be made tonight. It's ready when you are. How do we do all that? It's basically magic. We start with the best produce picked at the peak of perfection. Then we freeze-dry it in the most state-of-the-art facility
In the galaxy.
We lock in the taste and nutrients so our produce is as fresh as the farmer's market, which makes it perfect for snacking, by the way. Want to try it out? Simply set up a delivery service account and start shopping. You'll become a preferred customer for free. You get all kinds of perks like free shipping. So why would you want simple, clean food delivered to your door? I think the research says it all. Enjoy simple, clean food that's ready when you are. And make sure the only thing getting spoiled here is you. Try Thrive Life tonight.
what's up? It's Jess
And Maya
from Roots and Refuge Farm. So we want to share with you guys where we're going to be over the next few months.
We'll be in Denver.
Denver, yes. Briefly,
we're going to do a meetup. We don't know exactly where. We'll work out the details and we'll get the word out.
Yeah, we will announce when that meetup will be on our Friends of Roots and Refuge Facebook page as well as our Instagram if you're not already following us there.
So don't look on YouTube, look on the other two sources.
Then in September, we will be at Baker Creek Seed Expo.
It's the second week in September. We'll be there
We'll be there the whole time.
Also, our speaking engagement will be Thursday at 2 o'clock with VW Family Farms, talking about homesteading legacy, homesteading with children. I'm excited about that.
Very, very excited about that, and so excited to meet all of our friends over on the West Coast. And then in October, we will be at the Homesteaders of America conference. I believe tickets for that are still on sale.
Front
Royal, Virginia. And I will be speaking at that as well. I don't know the exact schedule for that, but everything is on their website. Early August. We're at the peak of the heat of our summer here in Central Arkansas. Yesterday was 100 degrees, and that's like totally normal right now for it to be 100 degrees. However, today, yes. Do you want to come sit on this side? Okay, well, come on. So, 100 degrees is like totally normal for us right now. However, today is going to be a little bit different. Today is only, the high is 85, which is like crazy cool for right now because there's a big storm system coming in. It's supposed to start raining tonight. It's supposed to thunderstorm for the next 2 days. So that means that on days like this, we kind of like scrap other plans for the most part and really focus on the outside tasks that are really hard to do when it's hot, which means today, we're gonna tear the garden up. Hey YouTube, I'm sitting out in my garden and as promised I'm here to give you some tips on growing great tomatoes. However, first I want to cover some basic tomato vocabulary. First, let's talk about different sizes of tomatoes. Here we have what we would call a cherry tomato, probably something that most people are pretty familiar with. Within your same classification are grape types, which just have a little bit more elongated shape. There are currant tomatoes, which are teensy tiny little things. And there are pears, which also fall in the classification of a cherry tomato. The next size up from cherry tomatoes are what we call salads or saladettes. These are generally 2 to 4 ounce fruits. They're not large enough to be constituted as slicers, but they're definitely more than enough.
You're on.
Live.
You're live.
I caught it tonight. First of all, I need to stand. Well, part of me has to stand. Because we got t-shirts in the mail today. Does this look familiar to anybody? But it's personalized on the back. So, you know where this t-shirt came from. So anyway, if anybody wants to send t-shirts or hats, we'll market them for you. We'll wear them. My granddaughter,
Provided we can.
providing we can wear them.
They have to be big enough we can wear them.
My 14-year-old granddaughter loves or hats, so she'll wear anybody's hat who wants to send us one. Anyway, hope you all had a great weekend.
Tickets.
I haven't gotten a speeding ticket in a long time. I don't drive. My van's been sitting out front for a year.
Well, it's safer that way.
Just wait till we're done here, bozo. Tonight we're giving away 2 HOA tickets. The way you get on there is if you type tickets, you'll get a form will come up.
It doesn't look like he's doing it.
Smudge isn't doing his job.
Smudge isn't doing his job.
Well, Smudge doesn't get any kibble. Supposed to be able to type tickets. Yeah, I don't see him doing it. Okay, Daryl's going to have to work on that. So we're going to get that working. Yes, Mimsy, as soon as he comes on, I will have him model it for you. So, Trip H, we had a wonderful time.
Oh, it's not working.
You did an awesome job converting that horse trailer into a camper. That is awesome. We had so much fun at the Life Conference again this year. We stayed at the same campground, no internet. Not sure if we're going to stay there next year. But that Saturday night, Trip H planned a get-together. Big Bear Homestead came over, single dad homesteading, Chris. Trip H was there, him, Kyle and Tasha, and their beautiful, huge black Great Dane. Who else? Duncan 1900 and her daughter came. 180 degrees from dirt.
180 degrees from dirt.
See, I knew they'd laugh. Who else was there? I know there was others. I can't think. I'm old. So anyway, while Daryl's trying to get
Big Bear was there. Did you say
Big Bear?
You said Big Bear. Trip H.
Trip H. Brenda. Ethan.
Yeah, did that other couple
Chris.
that was there? Did they come down? They didn't that night.
No. Heritage Ways was in the campground, but they didn't come over. Daryl's getting 180 was there. You're right. Roots and Refuge was there. Duh! They didn't say a word. They're back here and they're very quiet. Never said a word. You're right, Jason. I'm sorry. They were there.
Think about it.
Everything was going so fast in my head. Yes, our guest. Duh. Oh, God. 10 points off for Sherry. So anyway, let's bring them out since I just didn't even have them coming Saturday night. And Daryl's still working on the link to get the tickets.
But we're gonna bring them out.
We're gonna bring them out. So, have your questions ready?
Well, we'll open up phone lines here in a little bit. You go ahead and talk with them, and I'll keep working on this, and we'll get
Mimsy wants to see what you're wearing.
Oh.
You have to model.
All right, very quickly.
Chris isn't here to see that he has a shirt on.
All right, so I have this Mod Squad shirt on that.
And it even has his name on it.
It's personalized. I think they wanted to make sure that I didn't wear the pink one. I don't know.
There's Chris. Chris, did you see he has a black shirt on tonight?
But
Okay.
here is who everybody wants to see.
That's right. You're not here to see us.
Look at this.
You're here to see those fantastic folks. I said and I told this to Daryl yesterday. The best thing about this past weekend was listening to your giggle. Wherever you were on the street, I knew where Jess was. She just has that giggle that you just know it's Jess. See, there she goes.
Yes, I can't deny that.
Yep. So we had a wonderful time. It was just a great weekend. Off grid with Doug and Stacy outdid themselves this year. They added the tents, so they had the demonstrators outside. Next year, you two gonna do some talking?
I think so. Yeah, that was the plan. But this year we just went and enjoyed meeting everybody, and it was really good. They did a really good job on the event.
So. Yeah. I know what Jason did. He was the first speaker Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real good.
He did awesome. I actually learned a lot during Jason's talk because usually Jeremiah just calls him and asks him what to do for our pest issues, and he tells Jeremiah what to do or what it was that got something or whatever. And so I've actually never heard Jason teach about that stuff because we usually just he calls him directly. And so I'm sitting there learning all of the things that I'm sure he's already been told, but it was pretty cool to hear all of that.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. Kids area was awesome. They had a kids area last year, but they didn't have the tent. They just did it behind some of the vendors. But Stacy was doing all the kid stuff last year. It was fantastic. She's just really good with those kids.
Yeah, it was great. Ezra had a great time.
Yeah, and then the face painting, he was so cute getting his face painted. I think I think there's not one child that didn't get their face painted 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh yeah, and
Ezra was more than that.
She was so patient too. I went over and I was like, "Hey, I am so sorry," because he just kept going back over, and she would wash it off and do it again with his next idea. And I was like, "I am really sorry," and she's like, "Well, I've been paid to be here, so I don't mind." And I think Ezra got like 8 face paints the first day, and I think like 4 or 5 the second day. It was a lot. His face, every time I turned around, his face was different.
Yeah, that's like Celia and Kaylee. One time, Kaylee came over and Ladessa was with her, and they both had dog faces on. The next time they had, I think, a rainbow. One had part of the rainbow, the other one had the other. And then Carol and Celia had hearts, I think, on their arms. Wasn't it, Jason, that matched? So, welcome to everyone. Every time we saw him, he had a new one. You're right, Jason. Welcome to all the folks that haven't been here before. You all know our guests. I mean, you cannot not know our guests. Roots and Refuge. They came up last year like, I don't know what. I mean, one day they were at 1 subscriber and then poof, we had 100,000. It was wild because I remember watching for that 100,000, and I think I'm the one who was watching it. And Daryl says, they did it, and I was typing it in there. So
I think it was like 7 months or so. We went from 1,500 to 100,000 in like 7 months or something like that.
Awesome.
So it was pretty wild.
At our 1 year mark, it was like 1
All right, Smudge is working.
Okay, Smudge is working. If you type the word tickets, Smudge is going to put a link there. You have to type how did you fix it up, Daryl?
What do you mean, how did I fix it up?
They have to put their email address and their channel name?
The email address and their channel name that they have, the way they're connected here, because that's what we'll draw. We will not display email addresses.
Right. Their channel name is going to go up on a wheel.
Right. We'll put that on a randomizer wheel, and we'll spin that wheel later on tonight.
Okay.
And somebody will be the proud winners of a couple tickets to the HOA.
They might not.
Jeremiah made some hard trivia.
If they ain't.
Well, no, the HOA tickets is not by the trivia, is it? It's not. It's like an intro.
No.
They have to enter,
HOA
It's not the trivia?
Yeah,
No.
the trivia.
No.
No, for the trivia,
He came up with some hard questions.
the trivia questions will be receiving personalized visits from Roots and Refuge.
Oh, well, heck, if that's the case, I know both the answers.
Better look close. Or we can wave at you when we're flying over the country.
Oh, yeah. Like, unfortunately, Arkansas and Denver doesn't go over Ohio.
It sure doesn't. I come up with some pretty hardcore. So
Yeah.
if you're not a hardcore Roots and Refuge fan, and I mean like super hardcore, you're not going to get the trivia tonight.
That's true.
I'm going to be looking it up. Yeah.
It'll still take them a minute. I had a hard time going back to the information because it was like buried. It was buried.
Hey, Jonathan, how you doing?
I'm seeing everybody on here. Hey, everybody. I see we're watching the comments.
This is a little, I forgot that we don't get to see the comments on the computer.
Yeah, we put them on our phone so we
phone.
can say, hi, everybody who's here. We see lots of our friends' names.
Yep, you're across the state. That's right, prepared Christian. You sure are.
I want to go to HOA and win tickets.
Somebody asked if our kids are asleep. They're not asleep.
Well, and it is filling up. The wheel is really filling up here in a hurry. Just so you all know.
The tickets.
Oh. I was like, okay, what does that mean?
Well, what that means is it's just I'm just going to show people. We're not going to spin it, but we're just going to show people here.
There's 187 watching.
Okay, so we have the wheel up here. You can already see a lot of names on it. And
yeah. So if it keeps filling up, how small do the triangles get?
they get pretty small. They get pretty small. However, the program can handle over 500.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it doesn't show them all, but they all are in the background and they bounce around. It's just like a slot machine.
That's cool. That's a cool.
Consider it Joy Homestead just asked how many of your kids are going to the HOA?
How many of our kids?
Yes. Not ours.
0.
No, we took our kids.
Well, that's not true. Jason and Robin will be there, and
We're bringing Ben Turn, but no, none of our
Chris from Single Dad will be there.
Yeah.
Big Debbie Farms might come.
All those kids. No, Ben Turn's coming with us, but we're not bringing any of our kids. The way we handled it this year was we took each one of our little boys to one of the local-ish conferences that we went to. Toby went down to Deep South Homestead with us. Benjamin went up to Baker Creek with us in May, and then Ezra was with us at the Homesteading Life Conference last weekend. And then we're taking Jackson and Asher to Baker Creek Seed Expo in California next month, and Malia went with us to get the alpacas. So we took all of our kids on a trip. Jackson and Asher are sharing theirs, but they get to fly on an airplane. So they're kind of getting
They get to fly on an airplane, and they're getting the private tour with us of the Lucas Studios in San Francisco.
Yeah, so they're getting kind of the sweetest trip. They have to share
but we're not telling our little kids that, or there'll be a mutiny where we'll be captured and stuck in a hole.
But then HOA, we're doing that on our own. We really want to be there and be very present with our viewers. That is kind of the biggest event.
And we took the kids last year and learned valuable lessons.
Yeah, it was rough. We said we would not take them all back to something like that without somebody there to help us watch them, because it was very difficult to connect with people while counting to 5 over and over and over again. So.
I can understand that. Yes, Living the Dream Homestead. If you have questions, put them all in caps. If we don't catch them, our mods will. So, by all means, ask away.
Well, do you want to? Should I open up the phones or?
Sure, if you want to open up the phones, that's fine.
All right, let me.
Here's a question: how much are the HOA tickets if you're just buying them?
Let me go get the link. Can one of our mods go to homesteadersofamerica.com and put the link in there? Because I know they were running a special in July. I don't know if they are in August.
Yeah, they're discounted now.
And I do know that they're still looking for volunteers. If you volunteer, it's like a 5-hour, if you volunteer, it's 5 hours for like 1 day out of the 3, you get in for free all 3 days. The last 2 years we have volunteered. This is the first year we won't be. So that'll be different.
Yeah, you were working the registration table last year, weren't you? And selling the T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, Carol and I were doing the apparel. Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Yeah. You did more than 5 hours, though, didn't you? You were there for a while.
Yes, we did. I couldn't walk when I was done because I was standing on the cement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Volunteer for the Homesteaders of America, Mo Homesteading.
Yeah, you Mo Homesteading, you get in for free if you do a volunteer slot. So
Little Garden Big Dreams. Hey, from Australia, Jessamiah. I think I remember seeing their name yesterday.
She comments on our live streams.
Rochelle, by all means, you don't have to be a homesteader. All we have is a garden. We live in an allotment. We are not allowed cattle. We are not allowed fowl. We have a big dog. That's it. And
We got Daryl. That's like feral homesteading.
Yes, Carol is volunteering. Carol was my partner last year at the apparel table. Thank you, Mimsy. Mimsy put up a link, and so did White Picket Fence for the Homesteaders of America. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, the phone numbers should be scrolling across the top of the screen. And when you call that, you have to follow the prompts. You have to put in a meeting ID number. And that will put you into a waiting room. I'll be able to see in the room, but I don't know who you are. I see the last 4 digits of your phone number or something.
Yeah, we're doing it differently tonight.
But the reason I'm doing that is otherwise I would get calls as we were trying to talk to somebody. This way we should all be able to, you'll just kind of sit in a little holding area here, and I can bring you in one at a time to ask questions. Depending upon what I see here, we may kind of limit how much time you spend. But for right now, go ahead and call in. And haven't seen anybody yet. Nobody wants to talk to you, Maya. Well, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, there is handicap parking. It is in Virginia, Front Royal, Virginia. I know the hotels fill up fast. A lot of the Airbnbs are filling up fast. We are going to be camping right down the street. So
Lanice's live said she's roasting okra in her oven right now. That is one of my favorite ways to eat okra. I know I've shared that. I also shared a picture the other day where I burnt it to a crisp for the second time in 1 week because, you know.
Okay, I see somebody typed in here, it's $30 for one day or $50 for both. It's a pair of tickets, is it not? So it's a $100 value. Is that correct?
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So folks, it's a really nice giveaway. You guys are going to be going to California, are you not?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to Baker Creek Seed Expo in California in September, and then just a few weeks after that is HOA. So we're really looking forward to both of those trips.
I'd like to go to that sometime. Heck, I have to get to the one in Mansfield, Missouri first.
Yeah, it's a really neat thing. It's a very different feel from HOA because it's kind of more of a fair. And there are some people that come in for like the entire trip and go through all the talks and stuff. But there are a lot of people who just come and see the expo and visit the vendors. And so you get a lot of different people there. You have a lot of people that just come for one day and treat it more like a fair instead of a conference. So it's definitely a different feel from HOA. You know, HOA, you kind of get to hang out with everybody throughout the entirety of it. But it's really cool. They do a lot for kids. It's a really neat setup for kids and a lot of teaching. I saw somebody ask something.
I tried calling and it said the meeting has not started.
Says it's not started. Well, it most certainly has.
I'm just telling you what.
Yep.
Now there's a white box on our face.
Well, that's gone.
Oh.
Okay,
I mean, I don't like the white box. I think it looks good
I'm just
on me.
glad that people tried to call. I was kind of like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what was going on too.
Nobody likes us anymore. All right, well, that's it for tonight. We're gonna go cry and watch a show.
Katie, when we went to Louisiana, it was 12-hour. It was about a 14-hour drive for us. So, Health Lifestyle Journey is asking if you finished pulling your garden.
No, there's still a good deal to do. It's hot in here.
Oh, really? Are you feeling okay?
I don't usually say that. I think I'm probably just nervous being live. No, I'm not finished. I'm not finished pulling the garden. We got most of the tomatoes out yesterday and a good deal of like kind of the first row of stuff, but there's still quite a lot to pull. I did shoot a video tonight sharing what I'm planting for fall. That'll be up later this week, and I'm going to start some of my inside seeds. Country Homestead Preacher, yes, we do grow noodle beans. I grow them on an arch trellis, and I plant them in the spring, and then again about this time we'll have them again in the fall. And they're really good. I like them sauteed, like kind of Asian style cooking.
That sounds good.
It's really good. Hey, there's the Stivers. Hey, guys.
All right. Here's what I've done since we had a couple people say they couldn't get in. I'm going to make a change here on the meeting ID.
Jess called in and asked to talk to Maya.
Yes, we still keep bees. We've got 3 hives that are
Doing great. They're really fascinating. Bees are just very interesting creatures.
How do you decide what to plant for your fall garden?
We load it all in a big like gun. We like shoot shirts at a stadium, and we just shoot it into the garden, and whatever happens, happens. It's the best way to plant. Stress-free planting.
Oh my gosh! I actually have.
You just dumped a bunch of seeds on the table.
I did that earlier while I was shooting a video. So I have all these seeds sitting here right now, and these are what I'm planting for the fall garden for the most part. So.
I really am going to try and patent a gun from like you ever see the Jim Carrey? What is that movie? The Grinch. With the lady shooting the lights onto her house. We'll just load all your seeds up and you just shoot them into the garden.
I think that sounds like a really bad idea.
I thought it was a good idea.
But can you do carrots? I really want to do them, but we'll be in a grow pot. You know what's a good thing, healthy lifestyle journey to grow carrots in if you need to do it in a container, is like a tote, like a Sterilite tote or whatever, storage tote, because you can fill those up with enough soil for them to go down deep. Or you can also do a variety like ox hearts or Danvers half long that don't get super long. But if you're wanting to grow carrots that do get long, those totes are a good thing to grow carrots in because they don't have to be that far apart from one another. So you can grow a good deal of carrots in one of those totes.
That or the big blue plastic gallon or what are they? 5-gallon, 10-gallon things. What did we cut in half for our sweet potatoes?
Well, those are 55-gallon drums.
55-gallon drums. Cut those in half. Those would be the same
good
thing.
idea.
Triple H Farms. Is it too late to start seeds for a fall garden? We are just now starting ours, so get on board.
We're just starting ours, and I think you're a little bit further south than us. Not very
They're hot
much,
springs,
but I think you're probably well into 7B. We kind of straddle 7B and 7A. So, yeah. I mean, the thing is, carrots, they're fine until it's very, very cold, and even then their tops die back, and for the most part, the roots are pretty much just stored in the ground. I mean, when I say that, I'm not speaking for like the frigid north. I don't know anything about growing up there, but like I know you're in Arkansas. But as far as like growing stuff like brassicas and all of that, they can handle some frost. So the main thing is getting them good and established before the days get too short for them to grow very fast at all, because they'll start getting really stunted when it starts getting cold and the days start getting short.
Question: how can I keep worms off my cabbage? They destroyed everything.
BT is like the organic approved spray that you can put on them. And then also one thing I'm really going to try next spring is like covers, really fine mesh floating row covers. And because the main thing, if you can keep those moths off of them that lay their eggs and turn into caterpillars on them, you'll keep them off. So, maybe floating row covers if you don't want to spray anything. But BT, if you search, organic BT spray, it'll come up. And that's what handles worms.
Okay, I just checked the meeting, folks, and it is working now. The meeting ID has changed. If you had jotted that down or something, the phone numbers are the same. So you just call either one of those 2 phone numbers, and enter the meeting ID after that. Just listen to the prompts. So the meeting ID is 449-501-889. And you'll have to press the pound sign after that. It'll say, what participant are you? If you don't have a number, press the pound sign again, and you're in the meeting.
Someone's asking Jess how the kids' garden is going.
I saw it, Tammy. It's dying. I mean, largely, it's everything for the most part dies here during this time. The flowers are doing okay. Some of the herbs are doing okay, and the peppers. And so the kids still have some flowers and some peppers, but the beans are done, the melons are done, the cucumbers are done, and the tomatoes are quickly getting there. So we'll probably tear the kids' garden because we're going to Denver at the end of this week, and we'll probably tear the kids' garden out next week and replace it with fall stuff and second summer stuff as well.
Have you ever grown frost-tolerant tomatoes? I was wondering if there is such a thing.
Not that I know of. I don't think that exists. If it does, I mean, I would be very interested to know, but tomatoes are very frost tender, and so no.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to be able to grow in your greenhouse that you just built and maybe even heat that slightly, or?
Yeah, our plan for the winter, we're going to reset it. Jeremiah was talking about that. I think we're
going to do a Stivers-inspired video calling, you're going to reset the greenhouses, and I'm going to talk just like Zach and wear similar clothing. We're going to do like a parody. Seriously.
We're going to reset the greenhouse, and I'll probably do some salad greens, maybe some microgreens, but that thing is
maybe a
like
little get-up
sealed.
challenge dance. I don't know. Haven't decided yet.
That thing is sealed, and so I think a little bit of heat, like a little heater, will carry us through the winter on that.
But if we put stuff in there now, it'll be dead.
Oh, yeah. It's like 140 degrees.
I went out there and cooked breakfast just on the ground.
You wouldn't step foot in that greenhouse right now. You'd be like,
no, that's why the greenhouses are so trash. We just throw stuff in there because we don't want to go in.
How many goats do you have?
Too many. Is that the right answer?
I honestly don't know. 14, I think.
We've downsized.
We've got 14.
We're about to offload our last two males.
Yeah, 3 males.
3 males.
And then we're down to the girls, but a few of them are pregnant.
Unfortunately.
I'm really excited about it, actually.
I'm not. Well, good thing that you're not traveling anywhere by yourself this time. So if you miss it, I'm missing it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true. Hopefully we don't miss them and they don't have babies while we're gone.
They probably won't.
Have you ever tried to grow the white tomatoes?
Yeah, I grew some this year. I grew one called White Tomasol. Last year I did white.
Has to be Ben.
It is.
Has to be Ben. Where's our moderators at? Can't they control this crowd?
I'm out for 300 seconds.
What did he say? I
He doesn't feel uncomfortable. What's up, dorks? Dork is Ben. We can't have that kind of talk on here.
Oh, gosh. Yep, it does sound like Ben. You got that right.
I may not answer. She would not say dork.
Mari, the new ID is up on the screen, hun.
Okay, and we have a couple people in the room now. So whoever has the phone with the last 3 numbers, 547, you're about to come into the room. So here we go.
7. Okay. Hopefully this is something interesting. It's not one of our friends trying to heckle us.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is John, Mountain Life, Montana.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
Can you hear them okay, Maya?
Yeah, I'm trying to turn down my speakers on my computer so it doesn't feedback or something.
Okay. So go ahead. They can hear you.
I can hear you.
They can hear you.
Can they hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, and everybody can hear you. You are live.
Everybody can.
You are worldwide.
And we are recording.
Okay,
so whatever you say will be on the record.
Getting into homesteading and starting to grow your own food and having your children and everything, what was your biggest fear going into this when you first started?
that I would like it.
My fear was that he wouldn't like it.
But it would. Were you not on board? Was Jess on board, but Maya wasn't, or what's going on?
I grew up in the land. I grew up on 5 acres. Before that, we were on 4 acres, and my mom's always had big gardens. And a lot of the method she used was forced labor. Like, you have to do this. So I kind of got burnt out on it as like a 13, 14, 15-year-old. And so I kind of was just like, I don't really want to do this for ever again, really. And then I met Jessica, and it was like...
That was my dream forever. That's what I wanted to do.
And so she had to endure a process.
He really liked me, so he was like, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, when we were dating, it was like, sure, I'll do whatever you want. And now
it helps when you don't have to do it as a chore and being like labored into it rather than doing it with your own family and going, hey, look what we just harvested, and now we're bringing this to our table. It's a bit different.
Yes.
Yeah, our thing now with our kids, and I mean, this is a little off topic from your original question, but like we really look for inclination. And like, I get the questioned a lot because of our videos we share. And Benjamin, our baby, is always in the garden with me. And sometimes people will be like, why don't you ever have any of your other kids in the garden? And I'm like, because they don't like it as much. They're welcome to. And occasionally you'll see them come and hang out in the garden with me and work with me. But I cannot walk outside without Benjamin screaming behind me, coming and pulling his boots on as I walk down to the garden. He wants to be there every single possible moment.
Every kid's different. So like, is older and didn't live this life as a kid, but because she doesn't live here full time, she has a great appreciation for what we're doing. Jackson and Asher were also older when we first moved out here, and so
like Jackson cooked dinner tonight. They
have avenues where they help, but they're not like inclined to go out and garden, and I'm not going to force them, especially not Asher. Like, it's just not his inclination. And it would just knowing how I responded, I would not do that to him. Now that doesn't mean that they have chores. Like, for example, I've been training Jackson and following up and making sure he's doing it right. But, he's been going out and feeding most of the animals. I'm still covering like the alpacas and the quail. But he'll go out and feed the pigs, chickens, ducks, and the goats. So he's helping in that. And it's not necessarily that he like loves it, but he's the oldest, and so there's a certain level of I need your stronger body. Whereas Toby is 7, and he loves to feed the animals, but he's not strong enough to do it by himself. So as soon as Jackson goes outside, Toby's behind him, and then Toby's been doing very well with our new guardian dog.
Yep.
He feeds him every day. He literally wakes up and plays with them every day. So Toby's really inclined to the animals. Ben's really inclined to the garden, but
Ezra loves the kitchen.
And Ezra loves the kitchen.
So we just go for
we always see the boys in the videos out in the garden, which brings me to my next question for Jess. What happened to the turtle the boys were watching?
I haven't seen it again, but
she's out there.
She's got to be out there. We run across turtles, frogs, and snakes in the garden all the time, and we typically just leave them alone.
Not just in the garden. A common thing in Arkansas is pull over on the side of the road and rescue the turtles from the middle of the street.
I do that. I am a turtle savior.
Yeah.
But that particular turtle I haven't seen again. The day before, we have found 2 of them in the garden, and I think that was probably one of them. Somebody actually had an interesting idea, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I probably wouldn't actually do this, but I thought it was pretty cool, where they said they took a Sharpie and wrote the date on the shells of turtles when they found them, and so you could find the same ones again. And I thought that was kind of a cool idea, but I would feel really
I would not have thought of that. That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
You don't think it would hurt them though, do you?
No, the paint would not hurt the shell.
Okay.
No.
The shell is established so things can't eat them, crush them. No.
Okay.
A little paint on the outside will be okay.
I just thought that was a cool idea. So I was thinking about that.
Give them a
but
serial number.
Again.
No, I would not submerge them in like a bucket of oil-based paint.
No. But yeah, they loved that turtle. I think that little clip of that video is probably one of my favorite video clips ever of them sitting there watching that turtle.
When she was editing that, watched that clip and kept calling me over, watch this. And just the section of her pants.
They were memorized, and then you walk away and you're doing more gardening, and then you come back and the boys are still there, and they're like, "Look, its head came out." that was awesome. I love that video.
Well, when they did leave, and then she went back later that day, like that evening, and that turtle did eat all those tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, the ones you put on the ground next to him. Nice.
Okay, John, I've got a bunch of people starting to wait here, so.
Yep. Thanks for taking my call. God bless, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, John.
I'll keep watching.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, caller.
Daryl, if anyone calls in that we know real well, just hang up on them.
How are we going to know that?
You say his name. If it's like Jason, just hang up.
Just. So, no, what, you want me to pull a Ben on him?
Do what you got to do.
Okay. Caller with the last number is 287. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, beautiful people. I would like to order a cheesecake for pickup, please.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, my gosh.
Sherry, darling, do you know who this is?
Well, it could be one of several people. Are you traveling in New York today?
No, I am not. But I am holding this wonderful little troll that you gave me.
Are you in, Missouri?
No.
You're not.
Try Ohio.
No.
Jessica.
Yes.
Big Bear said he's not calling. How are you, Miss Jessica?
I am doing wonderful. How are you all today?
We're doing fine. What questions do you have for Jess and Maya?
Well, Jess and Maya, I just wanted to tell you thank you for everything that you do. You guys inspired me to YouTube journey, and because of that, I've been connected with so many wonderful people, some of whom I consider family, like that wonderful lady on the left side of the screen right now.
Thank you. I love hearing that. It's very humbling to hear that.
Jessica is
and I'm also excited that I will get to meet you guys at the Homesteaders of this year.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, and you're taking your two boys, I hear.
I'm taking my daughter and my 17-year-old son.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Kara is going.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kara and Johnny. Possibly my husband if he can get off work.
Cool. Cool. Well, we'll see you there.
Well, yeah, I see you everywhere.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, it'll be her first time there.
Yeah.
It's a really cool event.
I'm very excited.
Yep.
People I'm dying to meet are going to be there at one place.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right. I know there's other people waiting. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night and God bless.
Take care, Jessica.
Thanks for calling.
And
Bye-bye.
And Jason, you can call in. They won't bite. Maya won't hang up on you.
Okay.
How?
And Ben, you can call in also.
Okay, caller with last three digits, 107. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, this is Morris Cat to Heaven Homestead.
Well, hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're doing fine. What questions do you have for Jess and Maya?
My question is, we just hit 200 subscribers, and we were wondering when we should go live, since we don't really know a whole lot.
I think that it's fun to go live, and we actually did not go live until Sherry and Daryl got us on their live stream. I think we were somewhere around like 40,000 subscribers, so don't wait that long. I was so scared to be live.
Yeah.
So, they actually got us on their live stream, and I felt a lot of confidence, but they field a lot of the stuff, like being live on with them, but after that, I was like, I think we can do this, and I was like, I think we can handle doing live streams, but don't wait that long. That was silly. I tell people, do it. Like, even if you have a smaller channel, it's a great way to connect with your viewers and have conversation. I think when you are on the smaller side, have some discussion topics that you want to talk about from the beginning, or maybe go live from your garden, or go live from, whatever, like from your kitchen. But have some discussion topics so that you don't feel awkward if you don't have a fast chat coming in. Right. But yeah, definitely do it. It's a great way to get watch time, and to interact with people. I think there's not like a cutoff that you need to be qualified to go live. You can totally go live now.
Yeah, just make sure when you get as big as Roots and Refuge that you choose slow mode. or else you're not going to be able to watch the chat.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We're still trying to teach them how to do that.
No, I think they got it. I think they got it now.
This chat on here tonight is going pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, we have it on slow mode.
Oh.
Yeah. Go figure.
Well, thank you so much. You answered that question for us. We were just kind of curious, and we enjoy watching all of you and
hitting
hope
200.
to meet you all someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have problems going live or you need any help, feel free to reach out. Most everybody in here is eager to help, and so just reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, thanks so much.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Brenda, you have to go live yet. That's true.
Okay. Caller with the last 3 digits, 293. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello? Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please? They may have set their phone down because they were just sitting in a quiet room, just waiting. So I'm going to just remute them. We'll come back to them because they're still connected. Last 3 digits of your phone number, 118. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
I just really wanted to call in and fangirl. Maya, I just love you.
What did I tell you? As soon as he calls, you hang up on him. I'm not doing heckling tonight. Thank you, Andrea. I used to think you had character.
You never know who's going to make it through.
That's that rosebud twang right there. You didn't get that?
Oh, me.
It's a little, language.
What is going on, though? For real. You're always too busy to talk to me on the phone, so are you going to talk to me here?
Yes, Allison. Yes, Allison. Can you tell the accent? That's Ben.
Hey, I don't have an accent.
No, you don't have an accent. No.
Y'all got an accent. Maya's moved too far away from the mic. I can't hear him, or he's not talking. One of the two.
Well, you're talking, so how am I going to talk?
Oh.
It's rude to talk over people, so I'm trying to give you the microphone so you can say what you need to say.
Well, okay. Andrea's sitting here saying we're so stoked about speaking with y'all. So,
and that's sincere.
She's saying 100% sincere as she's sitting there nodding her head. No, she is not.
100% sincere.
Exactly
pretty much who she is as a person is 100% sincere. Yeah, we're actually, for those of you who don't know, at the expo, we are actually speaking with VW Family Farms, and we're talking about the homestead legacy and basically doing this lifestyle with your family and with children. So
also, I was wrong. I said on that video, the update video was Thursday at 2. It got changed to Wednesday at 2.
True that.
Which is on the schedule.
Somebody call you out on it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course they did. They always do.
Yeah.
I
But we got some sad news.
Is out of place. Someone's like, the 32nd hair down sector 7 was out of place. Did you guys do something weird? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, fix it for you.
To be fair, on the video, people were just checking because I wanted to make sure to be there.
No, they're fine.
Yeah.
I was wrong, but because I didn't double check the actual printed schedule, I was just going off of our last conversation, and I was wrong.
You want to say that one more time real loud for everybody to understand?
No, I'm good.
I was wrong. Oh.
Hey,
we do have some bad news that come out of it, though.
You had bad news?
What's bad news?
Yeah. We don't all get a bunk together in the same house.
Yeah, we're all staying in the same hotel, so...
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll knock on your hotel room
Yeah, they don't know what...
for early in the morning.
Yeah, we'll knock and then run.
They don't know what's coming for them.
Hey, I've got a question.
But we do have the same plaque going out there, so.
I've got a question for the both of you, since you're here and you guys are going to be out in California there doing the talking stuff. Who comes up with the subject matter? Is that something you guys come up with, or does Baker Creek do that?
No, we came up with it. I think that some people might have been asked for to speak on a certain topic by Baker Creek, but they asked us what we wanted to focus on. And Ben and Andrea had come out here to our house one evening, and we were just hanging out and talking, and we just came up with that together, since that's really a really strong motivator for both of us, is doing this with a legacy mindset. And so we just felt like that would be a good topic for us to talk on together.
And we think we're pretty good at raising kids on a homestead.
Yeah, you did a not too bad job.
They'll do pretty good.
Yeah, the grandkids are acting pretty decent.
They're all right.
I don't know about the kids, but the grandkids are acting pretty
Yes,
decent.
the kids we got to worry about.
Easy there, Daryl. Hey, I did have to name. I named one of my pheasants after both of y'all, though.
Oh.
I've got a Daryl and Sherry out there.
I hope you have a Jaretha and a Todd also.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just had to call in and harass Maya for a minute.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Ben.
Love y'all. Love you too, Maya.
See you soon.
Take care, Ben. Love you, Andrea.
Bye-bye. Okay. Caller with the last digits 293. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Diana from American's Life.
How are you, Diana?
Anna.
Very, very well. How are you? I've been dying to get in on this call, and it was so cute seeing Ben or hearing Ben. You can always tell Ben's voice.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I just wanted to say thank you to all you homesteaders. I'm a newbie. Actually, not really a newbie. I've been watching for a long time, and I've been actually a 16th generation American, and we've been farming these lands for many years. But I just have to say, y'all saved my life a year ago when I had to sit down and watch TV. I never knew YouTube had a homesteader section. And Jessica, some of your spiritual things are just wonderful. It's so funny the things we have in common. If you happen to watch one of my videos, you're mentioned in there secretly with your variegation love of variegated plants. And that's my secret. I have dyslexia, so in my videos you'll hear me say a few things backwards. But I'm actually a widow in my 60s, and I'm raising two sons, one out of the Navy, and another one works at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind. He's deaf. So I'm trying to get homesteading pushed here in Florida.
Bless your heart.
But I just wanted to tell you thank you, and I love you all.
What's your channel again?
Diana's American Life. I only have a few videos, but it's really all of my ornamental plants. I grow food year-round. Like right now, my muscadine grapes, my son is here visiting from Seattle, and he said, Mom, you got muscadine everywhere. It was cute.
Well,
that's awesome. In Seattle down to Florida. He had a long flight to come visit Mom.
Yeah, I live in a little town called Crescent City, and it's really beautiful. It's actually the land of the peacocks, the bass capital of the world, and the fern capital of the world.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Well, it's nice to get to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you for calling.
Like your new shirts, Jessica.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless you all, and I'm going to let the next person talk. And thank you to family for hosting tonight.
Oh, no problem. We're just happy they said yes.
Yeah, and thank you for calling.
Thank you, Smudge.
Jess, what's your favorite tomato plant?
Dr. Witchy's yellow. Also, that's not pronounced right, but
Hey, sounds good to me.
That's that. If I had to choose one, that's secured its spot as my favorite. It's just fantastic.
And how did you find your homestead?
The abbreviated version of that story is we were going to purchase a house in town. This was my dream, and like we said earlier, Jeremiah was really reluctant. And one day I was giving my dad a ride somewhere, and we drove past a house a lot closer to town, and it was for sale, and it was a foreclosure. It was a HUD house, and HUD had flipped it essentially, and they were selling it as a foreclosure. And we went and looked at that house, and we actually put in an offer just completely. It was on 6 acres, and it had a magnolia tree in the front yard, which that is very symbolic to me. It was what was in my grandmother's front yard, and we didn't get that house, and I was just completely heartbroken. And Jeremiah that night, I used to drag him around looking at farm properties all the time, like for years. And he never once ever said, I want to go look at this property, because he didn't really want to have a homestead. And he came in that night and said, hey, we're going to go look at a property in the morning. It's about 25 minutes outside of town, and it was on the HUD site, and it just got listed yesterday. And I was like, I don't want to go. I was heartbroken we didn't get that other house. And we pulled up to it. I said okay, because he was absolutely insistent. But I was such a butt about it. I was like, I do not want that house. And I was like, we pulled in the driveway, and it had a magnolia tree in the front yard, but it looked completely dead. And I was like, oh, great. I get a dead magnolia instead of the house that I really wanted, which had a magnolia. And anyway, this house needed a ton of work, but we got it for a really, really good deal. And it was a process. The magnolia tree does live, though. Jeremiah pruned it back major, and it came back full force. So
this year is the first year it bloomed.
Yep, this year is the first year that it bloomed. So
awesome.
Very cool. It was a HUD foreclosure, though.
Okay, we got a bunch more people in here. So caller with the last digits 267. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
What's happening, y'all?
What's happening?
Sounds like Zach.
Yeah. I know that
voice. Maya would be right. This is the Stivers. How y'all doing tonight?
Boy, they got your number, Zach.
Yeah, right?
How's it going,
Oh, my
y'all?
goodness. We just wanted to call. Oh, it's going good. We just wanted to call in because our favorite people were on. I'm talking about Daryl and Sherry.
Yeah.
Dang, Zach, that hurts.
Well, first off, Daryl, I felt like I was at work sitting on this meeting room the whole time. I like it. But, man, it gave me big resemblance to like I just got off work.
Well, I wanted to be able to instead of refusing phone calls, I wanted to be able to at least, accept the calls. So we tried to put this together.
No.
I hope that it sounds good on this end.
Yes, no, it's a great idea. That's super awesome. You're the genius behind all this technology stuff that we got going on here with all these homesteading groups. But to the real stars of the show tonight, how y'all doing?
Are you talking to us?
Yes, he's talking to you.
Yeah, I'm moving to you all.
We're good.
We're doing good. How about you?
Good. Oh,
yeah.
Not too bad. I'm excited we get to see you on October. However, I kept waiting and waiting for that last one in November, but I never heard it.
What are you talking about? What's going on in November? Thanksgiving? Yeah, we'll be at Thanksgiving at our house. You're welcome to come.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know y'all got a lot of stuff going back and forth, and even after HOA, it's right around the corner. But we're super pumped to see you all. I'm just wondering what you all have laying down around your house that we can come down and get for y'all, just so we have a reason to come see you.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do have okay. I've got 250 squares. I don't know if you know how to calculate roof size. My roof is 30 squares. I have 250 squares of used tin.
Of course, you can't put that in the package.
Are you putting a privacy fence up around the place?
Say what?
Are you putting up a privacy fence around the place?
I'm thinking about building like an airplane or something. I've got enough aluminum to do anything I want.
Hey, Zach, if y'all wait just a little bit, we'll have some Mangalitsa babies. You can come get a pig.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
They were just talking about pigs on their live stream.
You need some tin for some of those raised beds. You got to build them Roots and Refuge style.
It's only 28 feet long.
Listen, the panels are only 28 feet long, and I've got like 400 or 500 of them. So take a couple hundred your way.
Perfect. We're on the way. See you next weekend.
Well, not next weekend because we'll be in Denver. But...
the one after.
Oh, that's right. All right, we'll shoot for the one after.
He's like, just bring it up in November.
He's like, you know what? Why don't you just bring it in November? The second sounds good.
Exactly. No, but I'll get off here because I know there's a lot of people on there waiting to talk to y'all. But we had to call in. We had to say hi. Please don't drink too much water on the way to Virginia. That's a long drive for you all.
I'm flying. I'm gonna drink.
And we'll get off here.
I'm having a bathroom follow me where I go. It's called an airplane. I'll be fine.
I want to strap a porta potty to the top of y'all's van so you don't have to stop as much. You can just pull off to the side of the road.
That's what you gotta do.
Lord.
I mean, I'll pour out some water for you, for my homie, and I'll drink some water.
We love y'all.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Well, I'm going to hop off here. I really glad y'all are on here. It's a lot of fun getting back-to-back lives with y'all. It's super awesome.
Well, Zach, thank you for calling.
Hey, Triple H, that's not a good idea. I'm like Area 51. If you want to storm here, you're gonna have a fight. Because trust me, I'm less forgiving than Ben Turn, and he's a professional jiu-jitsu guy and carries a gun and a knife at all times. So definitely don't want to try and he doesn't know your face.
Sammy from Little Creek is saying hi. So hi, Sammy. And Sammy asked a little while ago, I know Sherry asked the question about my favorite tomato, but also she asked what the plans were for the 2020 garden. And we're actually going to be changing some things up for the 2020 garden. So after the fall garden is done, we're actually taking all of the trellises down and reconfiguring the whole garden's trellises. Say hi.
Hi. I want to talk a little bit.
You want to talk a little bit? Okay.
Just a little bit, not too much. You gotta come over here. They can't even see you.
There you go. All right.
Hey, we're matching.
Yes, you are.
I got a tank top.
Okay, let me answer another call here. Phone number 3343. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, this is Carol calling from A Fishes and Loaves Life. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Jess. Hi, Maya. Don't make me cry. Hi, Terry.
Good to get to talk to you.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to call just to hear your voice over the phone rather than over YouTube and say hello and just tell you guys how grateful I am for you guys that just God turned on that YouTube channel that day. It meant a lot to me that just the devotions and watching how you all handled your grief. Even though you handled it privately, just how you opened up about it at the latest live. And mine was chocolate ice cream with gluten-free cones. I'll have you know that was my therapy since Maya's was donuts. But I'm just grateful for y'all. And yeah, I'm down here in South Florida, and our seasons are so different. So every time I tried something that everybody else was trying on YouTube, it kind of failed. And I guess my question was, did you ever have a garden just that like failed so bad that you were like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, or you know, I need to go back to the drawing board? Is Ben still there? Because I heard him come into the room. If he is, hi to Ben too, because he's a beautiful bird.
Yeah, the first garden that I ever had, it was years ago. It was about 10 years ago, and it was when Jackson and Asher were really little. And it was actually before Maya and I were married. And I was not in the place where I didn't have any help at all. And I didn't have any money, and I didn't have any tools. And I tilled an 8x12 garden spot up with a hand cultivator. And I was so determined to grow a garden. It took me days and days and days to till up this garden spot and dig out all the roots and dig out all the rocks. I knew nothing about gardening. My mom bought me some plants. I put it in the ground, and then it rained for like 17 days straight. It was like this epidemic. Like tons of farmers lost their crops, and all my plants died. I ended up getting some more, but then the weeds were crazy because of all the rain. And I remember sitting in that garden and just crying my face off because I felt like such a failure. And I had nothing to gauge it on. I didn't know that it was just an unusually hard year for everybody, for people who'd been doing it forever. And that is why this year I've been repeating over and over and over on videos. I'm like, hey, this is a hard gardening year. Everybody's having a hard time this year. Because I wanted people who are just getting started to understand, because it's very, very discouraging when your first gardening year is a really hard year and you think maybe it's just you. I didn't grow a garden for like 3 years after that because I thought that I just was the garden killer. But yeah, I definitely failed. I killed a lot of plants.
I think we all feel that way, though. Like I've done that before this. My dad was alive when I couldn't even grow radishes, and he just gave me a look because he was an old farmer. He goes, honey, radishes are the easiest thing to grow. But he refused to grow in South Florida because our soil is so sandy, and he never wanted to deal with it. He was like, no, I know enough about soil that I'm old enough that I don't want to deal with that soil. So I never got to learn from him. So that's why I guess watching your channel and then just watching what you guys were going through with the grief, and at the same time it was just such an answer to prayer. And I appreciate that you do that with the gardeners, and I appreciate too that you always say like, hey, I'm not an expert, and I also don't appreciate experts putting down other people and discouraging them from, you know, trying again or trying something new, or that they're doing it wrong completely. If it's working for them, like you say, like let them do it. Basically, let them do it, and it's working. Why does it have to be a certain way if that way is working? And I think I love that about your spirit, and I love that you guys are teachers. I know you had talked about, you know, most homesteaders can't leave the homestead that often. Well, I'm a mom, and we're on one income. I can't leave my house that often, and the Lord just provided that we got to go up for a trip for my daughter, and it was right on my birthday. So when you guys said you were going away on, you know, my birthday, and it was the first birthday, I was like, wow, that's really weird. I'm like, because that's what God did for me. Like, he did that. He provided. We left on my first birthday without my dad. And I was a daddy's girl. That's why, you know, I mention him all the time, because I think that's part of grief too, is you can't believe it. So you mention it so many times until it sinks in. Sorry, I didn't mean to cry. I'm just nervous about talking to you, and then it's, you know, it brings up those feelings too. But also because you guys just helped me so much in so many ways. And I can't believe it because you're younger than me. But I feel like you have such maturity for what you both have been through in your lives. Like, God has grown you up big time, and you've grown up big time in God. And, like, I felt like defending you, and you were trying to defend yourself. Like, yeah, we know we wouldn't really be leaving the homestead often. But it's like, yeah, but they're teachers, and God's called them to be teachers, so just let them go. People, leave them alone. That's what I've done in my life, you know. It's just be really great teachers. be really great teachers. But same thing with Zach. I mean, how do you follow up Zach and then BW, Ben, and oh my goodness, and all that laughter? And I'm crying. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah.
You're way better than them. You just called me mature. They didn't say anything that nice. You can call in anytime.
You do a lot better, Maya. Thank you. Thank you. But I just love you guys, and you feel like family from watching your channel and just, just watching your experience. And I know some people feel like that, but I have to say something on this live. Hey, all you creepy people, please don't just show up at Jess and Maya's house. That freaked me out when you said people just stop by unannounced at your house. They have children. I'm a mama bear. You show up at my house unannounced, and I don't know you. You better have a good explanation. So there, I just had to say that as a mama bear for you guys.
The gate has helped. We put the gate up, and so we don't have people pulling in the driveway anymore. We still have people that drive by and film the house. That has happened multiple times recently. But nobody has pulled in and stopped. So the gate did help that.
Yeah, because that's a boundary. That creeped me out. Like, I would love to meet you guys in person, but I would never think about, oh, yeah, they live that way. And some people I can see they get like really, really excited and they think they do know you, and they don't, and that's creepy.
It's never been malicious. I'll say that.
And I've got a brother who doesn't understand social cues sometimes and makes bad decisions. And so I kind of just extended them.
Yeah, we all have made some bad social decisions. That's true, Maya. I guess go easy on them because they just are, they're just basically in love with you guys. Kind of like hero worship kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. Captain America, as if, he was in town or something. They're just flocking to the farm. But I'll open up the call for somebody else. I just love you guys, and I hope God continues to bless your journey as he has already and shows favor on your family. And the same thing for, the two-family homestead. I hope God continues to favor you guys and show abundance in your direction for everything that you need, because you do a lot for the homesteading community, and I see it. Even though I'm a homesteader at heart right now and still learning, I'm still a homesteader, and that's what Jess taught me too, and I appreciate that. All right, y'all have a good night.
You too, dear.
Thank you so much for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Caller, last digit 705. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello.
Hi, Daryl.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hey, this is Mark from East Tennessee, and I'm so tickled that I'm on actually right now. Hi, Jess. Hi, Maya. Basically, what I wanted to say is it's a little short story that back last year in probably August. The summer was winding down. I had one tomato plant out and I live in a subdivision, and the only dirt that I have is a flower bed around my house. That's it. And I had one tomato out there that was knee deep in weeds. And I had always grown up with Mama and Daddy gardening and stuff like that, but I never had any interest. But the older I got, the more I wanted to grow food, right? So I knew very little. So I searched for a video on tomatoes. And I had already been watching in my gardener for just a little bit, but I searched for a video on tomatoes, and I stumbled across Roots and Refuge, and it was a garden tour. And Jess was on there, and she was talking about these tomatoes and everything, and about how to have the best tomatoes. And I was like, okay, I am a full season away from planting a garden. I'm going to learn all I can about growing a garden. And I basically submerged myself into Roots and Refuge Farm, Living Traditions Homestead. In my gardener, I wanted to learn, and Gary from the rest of the gardener, I wanted to learn how. Why, when I plant a tomato, do I only get 2 tomatoes on it, and then they rot at the bottom? So This year, after all winter long of just binge watching video after video after video, I finally got out here. I ripped all my flowers out of my flower beds. I built raised beds all around the house. My neighbors thought I was crazy, nutso fruitcake. And I built an arch trellis, and I've got tomatoes that I've processed that I have put up into salsa, and it's all because of the homesteading community. And I never knew that existed. And I just got sucked in. And I want to thank you two Family Homestead for all you do for the farmsteading community. And Roots and Refuge Farm, Maya and Jessica, I don't think they realize exactly what an impact they have on people.
That's true.
I hope they do, but had it not been for Jess and Maya and people like them and people like y'all, this year, when my gardening season ended, I would have had a bed of weeds. So I just want to thank y'all for everything that you do for people who want to but don't know how to.
Thank you. I want to tell a story.
You're not allowed to cry, Jess.
Whenever I'll never forget when I met Mark. He sent me a video, and he sent me a link to it, and he said, "Hey, can you help me with something?" And he was walking around and showing me his flower beds, and he was planting his arch trellis and all that stuff, and he was kind of asking me, "What do you think I should put where?" And Jeremiah, I was laying on my bed, and I just remember this for some reason, and Jeremiah was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, this guy sent me a video." And I watched it, and I was like, I like him. I was like, I just like him. He's excited about gardening, and I like that he's about to do something with this space. And thank you so much for that. And I'm just so proud of you, because you've done such a good job. Oh, honey,
bless your heart.
You've done such a good job, and you've just been such a picture of what somebody can do with a small space and determination. And you've grown so much in those flower beds, and I just think it's really, really awesome.
Honey, my fat tail has worked for them tomatoes and butternut squash this season, but I love every minute of it.
It's so good. You've done so much, and it's just, I see stuff like that, and it encourages me, and it makes me think of me, out on my hands and knees cultivating that little bed in town all those years ago, and it's like so determined. And I'm able to look at all these examples of people who share their gardens, and there's so many different shapes and sizes and so many different expressions of gardening, and it's incredible. It is so incredible to me, the diversity of success in gardening. But thank you so much.
Mark, did you start your channel yet?
I don't think he's
let's not talk about that, Maya.
Other people on the YouTube channel.
It's coming.
People are asking what your channel name is, Mark.
You put yourself out there. Now it's
the channel is there. The channel is there, and it's the House on Avery Road. And I'm going to do an intro video, and I will link that video on the Roots and Refuge fan page, or the Roots and Refuge community page on Facebook.
Okay. So what name are you under? What name are you under here?
Just my name, Mark Avery.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And you feel free to put that link on our page as well.
Feel free.
Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate that.
By all means.
I've done some garden tours and some, and stuff like that, and I really enjoy the feedback that I've got from a lot of people, because I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just growing some food out here, but I'll post that. But I'm gonna get off and let somebody else get on. But Jess and Maya, I love y'all so much. And Maya, I learned so much from you. I know how to put in a water thing now. If I had a spigot, I could put in one. I could do that. But anyway, I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Mark, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Start on your window greenhouse. All right.
Okay, callers with last number 668. Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Sup, kids?
What's up?
How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land this evening, huh?
Oh, I think we're doing just fine. They're looking like, who is this calling?
I'm not sure on this one.
Hey, Daryl, it's Grandpa from Grandpa's Farm.
Grandpa, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. I am fine as frog hair and twice as jumpy this evening.
Well, that's a good thing.
I got a question for the Roots and Refuge folks. Guys, I love your channel. Really like what you're doing. But I got a question. You know, Two Family's always been really good about helping people understand YouTube and how things work. What happened in June of 2018 that all of a sudden lit your channel on fire?
Obedience.
Yeah, I mean, I really have to attribute it to just like God, because I don't understand otherwise what happened. I mean, like on a like actual technical side, and Daryl can attest to this because he's answered a lot of really dumb questions from me. I had no idea anything about anything with YouTube whenever it started to take off. The only thing that we've been able to come up with when we talk to people who understand analytics and like what happened was we started posting garden tours, and they were really long, and they had really good retention times, and so they had like 25 to 30-minute watch times on average, and that shot up our channel average to like even currently, like our channel average for our watch time sits at about 15 to 20 minutes because of those long videos. And like that's the only thing we've been able to come up with.
Which doesn't fully explain it.
Which doesn't really fully explain it, but that YouTube pushed us a lot because of that. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense. In May of last year, we had about, I think, 1,800 subscribers. Mm-hmm. And I think we're at like 180,000 now. 185,000. So yeah. I mean, like it just was super fast growth. We have learned that there is a real ebb and flow.
Your mom just signed on.
Oh, hi, Mom. We've learned that there's a real ebb and flow to things. And so there are times where you grow really fast and there are times where you don't. And we were talking about it with Sherry and Daryl beforehand. You know, sometimes your views are a lot higher and sometimes they're lower. And we've learned to just kind of rest when it's down and hustle when it's up. But I don't really know like one thing that we did right exactly.
Well, I can tell you, I think it's a matter of good things happen to good people.
Thank you.
We probably explained why my channel's still in the crapper, but I keep changing direction too many times. I think I can speak everybody.
I don't know if you...
I know there's a lot of people waiting in line to get on. I don't want to take too much time. I just wanted to thank you guys for the content you're putting out, and, you know, thank Daryl and them for everything that they've been doing. You guys have been awesome.
Thank you.
Well, Grandpa's Farm, thank you so much. We appreciate that. And for everybody in the chat, if you did watch the promo video, the last part of that video were links to Jess and Maya's most popular video. I believe that was the actual video where she described all the tomatoes, the different sizes. That entire video, I think, was the one that really set their channel on fire. I don't know why. It has a lot to do with her voice. You know, a pretty girl, her voice. She's got an infectious laugh. Maya, well, he's there, but...
Hey now, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, so he's a good guy.
Yeah, well, he's a great guy. But no, they've done a absolute great job, and they've remained very humble in everything they've done too. So,
very true.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate your answer.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, thanks for calling. Okay, phone number, last number is 026. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, this is Kathleen calling from Dallas, Georgia. How are y'all?
Just
Fine.
fine.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. You had your chance for the fangirl thing, so now it's my turn. I get the fangirl on Jess because I'm a fangirl. Jess, what you've done is you are pretty. Let's just say you are pretty, but it isn't that. It's your spirit. It's your wisdom, and you are young, and it's crazy. We use Jessisms around here all the time. My little 2-year-old granddaughter, I'll say, you can do hard things. And my daughter looks at me and she says, Mother, Jessica said that, didn't she? That's not you. And I'm like, yes, that's true. But as that one lady called, this has been an incredibly difficult year for me. My husband's in hospice. I'm really sick. I have to have another surgery. But my garden, Jessica, my garden is so beautiful. And it is because of you and Maya. And I learned how to can. I'm canning things. I have tomato sauce and salsa and jellies and jams and stuff, and I'm dehydrating. Now, my big problem is I planted my kajari the same day that you did, Jessica. And they have this beautiful vine. It's so beautiful. Not one melon. What did I do wrong?
I have no idea. Is it setting flowers?
Did you say is it fake flowers?
Does it have flowers on it? Does it have the little yellow flowers?
Yeah, it did.
I would hand pollinate. You probably don't have pollinators, but you can just take a paintbrush and go from flower to flower and just be the little honeybee for that plant and see if that should help it.
If it's got flowers but no fruit, it's because they're not getting pollinated.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see the expression on my neighbors' faces when I do that. That'll be fun.
You can wear a bee outfit.
Black light.
Yeah. Well, my granddaughter's name is Eloise B. I'll just put her nose in it or something. Hey, Jessica, there was something else I was going to say, but I just got too excited and forgot. So I don't remember. Maya, I love you too. I'll fangirl on Maya too.
I was the original fangirl.
But I love you guys. I want to let someone else call in. But seriously, you are such a blessing, and you really have changed my life. It's crazy how calm I am now, and content and happy with the small things, just the small stuff. I love you so much, honey. So you guys have a good evening, and I bless all of you.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and I put back up on the screen kind of a last chance here. If you want to sign up to win tickets to the HOA, just type tickets in the chat, and Smudge will be happy to get you that link to fill out a form. And we'll be doing that shortly here. It looks like we've got 3 or 4 more people in the room yet real quick. And we'll get them going here. So
Mo Homesteading, you're right. They have good hearts. Exactly. That nails it right there.
Okay, so phone number with last digits 946. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Samantha from Of Little and Light. Actually, was the one who did your fan art.
Oh, yay! Hey, Samantha.
Bless you,
Hey, yeah, I was actually sending over the one from the devotional and the I almost said Lamanja, the alpaca one. And I was like, you know what? I need to make one for Maya. So I went back and made that one.
That's my favorite one.
We love them. We love all of them.
Well, I'm glad. I ended up, when I made that last one, that ended up being my favorite one. But, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. about like 2 years ago, my husband and I were actually homeless, and I found out I was pregnant. And then we lived in an apartment for a while after we started getting back on our feet. And we found you guys. And like at that time, watching other people with these big successes like really made me sad for the longest time. And then I went, because of you guys, I went from being this hopeless dreamer to being someone who was driven and you've helped me learn to celebrate other people's successes. And so we just closed on our house this week.
Congratulations, that's so
nice.
So a really, really big turnaround in 2 years. But I just wanted to say thanks for helping me find my joy.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and congratulations. And thank you so much for the shirt designs. We're getting a really great response. People are really loving them. I thought they were very clever. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear
I'm
that.
sure there will be more to come as the time goes on.
We try to keep it interesting.
Oh, of that I have no doubt.
The next one will be a crash drone in a tree, I'm sure.
You never know.
And having
Thanks,
someone
man. I'm
climb
so
up in
happy
that
for you
tree.
All right, well, I'll let somebody else get on here, but I just want to say thank you guys.
Thank you for
calling in.
Yep, thanks for calling.
They have a channel as well of Little on Light. I don't know if somebody wants to throw a link up to that, but they've got a channel, and she designed some of our most recent shirts that we released. The Bless You I Do shirt, as well as the one that said Infinitely More on it.
Okay, and caller number with the last digit 735. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, this is Jerusha Goff with Golf Mania Homestead.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Doing well. It's good
We
to
just
talk to
wanted-
you.
Yes, we just we met y'all at the gathering, and we didn't talk too much, but we really appreciate all your advice and kind of little wisdom about how to start small, like with the garden, and then get animals. But so far we've had the garden, and we've gotten chickens. We're just waiting for them to actually lay eggs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to thank y'all for inspiring us to actually go ahead and start a garden, because after the loss of our daughter, it really helped me find God's grace, and it helped calm me and kind of help me defeat a battle of grief. But I just wanted to tell y'all how much we appreciate y'all, and we really thank y'all for everything that you've done. And we have one question for y'all, my husband and I. Do y'all think y'all might be making it to the gathering again, or possibly not?
We have something very, very, very big up
like
in
how
the
you're
air
wording
right now.
this.
I'm trying to not
How
blow
do we
anything.
not blow anything up?
We're trying not to.
We cannot commit to really anything next year yet.
Yeah. And so once we should know some more information soon, but we right now are not making really any nailed down plans at all for next year. No.
It'd be awesome to see. We hope to actually go to y'all's shindig next year. We didn't get to go last year because we were just funds were kind of tight for us at the moment, and we were struggling a lot with a few things on the homestead and everything. So we hope to actually see y'all there next year.
Awesome.
It's going to be good. We are definitely, the shindig will be on next year. So I guess that is technically nailed down, but we're not, like, no travel is nailed down.
Yeah.
So we just want to let you know how much a blessing y'all have been to us. And right now, my garden is just rolling down, with the season. And hopefully I can do well with the fall garden like I did well with the spring summer garden. But
well,
we
it's
appreciate
lovely to
everything
get to
y'all have.
talk to you.
In your devotionals, we're trying to be more devotional related on our channel too, because we want to spread the word of faith and God and grace in our channel as well.
Awesome. I love to hear that.
It's awesome.
But thanks. I appreciate it so much. Just want to let you know how much y'all meant to us.
Thank you.
All right, love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Yep, thanks for calling.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Derek.
You know what we haven't done?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I got one more caller here.
Okay.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Daryl! The last time I spoke to Jess and Maya, I was in the middle of nowhere in a hotel, and I am in the middle of nowhere again in a hotel.
Keep on talking. He'll figure out who you are in a minute.
And Jess, I asked you how to grow carrots because I couldn't grow carrots, and apparently I still can't grow carrots, but I am now known as the crazy tomato lady in the neighborhood. And every day I sit outside when I'm home and not on the road and somewhere in New York, drinking my coffee with my tomato plant.
Have you not figured out who that is yet?
I haven't.
Jen?
All you have to do is listen to her accent.
Jen?
Huh?
From
New York.
Oh, Allison.
It's Allison.
Allison. Yeah, he just...
Allison.
Oh, Allison. Oh, my gosh.
Well, I
Jess, you gave me such great instructions on the carrots. I followed them to a T. I just can't grow carrots. So I'm moving on from the carrots. I'm accepting my defeat for now.
You know,
But I have a question.
Try it, and I cannot remember for the life of me who told me this. So if this is a person who happens to be on here, please message me because I'm going to share it. But I can't remember. Somebody told me this in person in a conversation. But sometimes, you know, we'll meet so many people at different gatherings and stuff. But they said what they do is they put the carrot seeds down, and then they cover them with a board. And they wait until, like, the board kind of serves as the covering, and then they'll check on it after so many days to see if they've germinated, and that keeps them from washing away. And so I'm going to try that this year. So maybe.
Oh, I'll try that then.
Oh, you're back to carrots.
I'll give it one more shot.
Well, that was easy.
However, the title of Crazy Tomato Lady is one to carry proudly, I think.
I take my lawn chair. It's in the middle of, I can't really dig up a lot. Like I've got pumpkins growing in my front flower bed. Nice. And then my son tore up the side of the yard in the front. And I take my lawn chair out there and I sit out there with my hose and my coffee. And the people go by and just look at me like I am absolutely nuts. I don't care.
Well, you wear it well.
I do. I wear it well. But Jess, I want to know, we have an alpaca farm out here on Long Island, and I love, oh my God, they just had babies, and we went out there, and she's really experienced. She does her own spinning and everything. And I was wondering, are you going to do your own wool and spin yourself, or are you going to plan to farm that out?
I've never spun before, and of all the resources that I have, time is not one that I have in abundance. And so my plan is to do some spinning, like to learn how to do that on a small scale. I will probably end up doing some trading with people, you know, and getting or sending it off to a mill. Honestly, our alpacas are mostly pets, and we do have the benefit of being able to share them on YouTube, and so that kind of helps cover the cost of them. And so I'm not super worried about being as efficient as possible. Obviously, if I was trying to run like an alpaca fiber business, I would get a mill ourselves and start to do that. But I'll probably keep some. I mean, we have 12 alpacas. That's a lot of fiber. That's just trash bags and trash bags and trash bags of fiber. And there's no way I could have enough time to spin all of that. So I'll probably keep some of it, play around with it, and then maybe trade some with other people. You know, and let people keep some and then return some to us spun and ready to go. Yeah, I do know how to crochet.
I actually thought when I saw you got so many, I was like, how is she going to do that?
Yeah.
How could she possibly keep up with that?
One problem at a time.
Yeah, we'll probably send that off to get processed and possibly
And there's
even.
competitions. I didn't know there was competitions out there where you can go. She just got back from the Midwest somewhere to an alpaca competition.
Oh yeah, all of our alpacas, the people who had them previously and bred them, they were big into competitions. And some of the alpacas that we have they sent us with all their ribbons, and some of them have just numerous blue and purple ribbons, and especially for their fiber, they have like really, really top-notch fiber. Which I mean, I wouldn't know the difference anyway because I've never done much with fiber, but apparently we have great alpacas. So
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I just had to call in and tell you I'm now known as the crazy tomato lady because I got every tomato you recommended. I planted 6 of each.
Oh, wow. Well, crazy tomato ladies unite.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay. All right, you guys all have a great night.
Thank you.
And I'll see you at the next. Are you going to be at Homesteaders of America?
Yes, we are.
I will see you. I'm going. I'm driving.
Well, we will see you there.
All right. All right. You guys have a good night. Take care.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Allison.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know you can also spin your Great Pyrenees fur.
Oh, Lord.
Can you actually do that?
I would never spin that into
Yeah,
anything.
my girlfriend wants Smudge's fur.
You can really spin the dog's fur?
Yes, you can.
My friend in Tennessee wants Smudge's fur.
Wow. That's interesting.
I'm not spinning fiber. Like, I can do it. I'm like,
Benjamin is seriously, like, we were out there today, and he is set on having an alpaca blanket, and, like, sometimes they'll make him upset. Like, today, Tori kind of kicked at him, and really, like, I don't think, she was in a mood. She was being a little fussy tonight, but, like, he touched her backside, and I think he kind of scared her, and she kind of kicked back towards him. And he was upset at her. And so when he gets mad at him, he's like, I don't want you in my blanket anymore. And like, when they're extra nice to him, he's like, I want her in my blanket. So it's funny.
Okay, well, why don't I give you guys just a little break here? Can we do both trivia questions back to back? That sounds.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. So let's go ahead and get the trivia started here. We'll let Smudge.
Happy tonight. We forgot about trivia.
And no, Sky, that's not a reason for you to get a great pair.
All right, here's Smudge.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again.
You may go get a
And
trophy.
we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows.
Someone said you could spin that.
Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks.
What's up, little homie?
Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Who is that?
Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings.
What is she doing?
Good luck.
How does he talk?
He's a special dog, man.
Yeah.
Did he lost his voice?
No, we just couldn't hear it.
So, all right, just to reiterate from Smudge here, the official order of chat is what you see on the screen. The order of answers on your particular device is probably different from everybody else's. So the official order is what you see on the screen here. It's embedded so that we can always go back and check and all that wonderful stuff. So we're going to do it a little bit different tonight. We've got 2 questions as we normally have, but we're going to do them back to back. So the first question that we have, if everybody's ready, is what color was the pair of overalls I was wearing on my, this is Maya speaking, first YouTube appearance? What color was the pair of overalls I was wearing on my first YouTube appearance? And this is from Maya. and it wasn't pink.
No, Chris.
Woo! They're all just guessing.
Yeah, they don't know. They ain't hardcore fans.
I see it. Lanice's life.
Yep.
It's a really small screen.
I thought I saw it go by.
Lanice's life, I think, was the first person to get it.
Yep, Lanice's life.
Lanice's life.
Yeah, Lanice's life.
Camel was the answer.
Camel was the answer, so Lanice's life. Please send us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Please send us an email with your mailing address. If your email is totally non-related to this channel name, inform us who you are and, of course, what it's for. And so, Lanice's life, thank you so much for joining us here on this first question on the trivia time. So we'll just kind of jump right into question number 2 then, if everybody's ready again. How many Rhode Island red chicks did Jessica buy when we first brought chickens to our homestead? How many Rhode Island red chicks did Jessica buy when they first brought chickens to their homestead? Oh,
KJ Crimson.
KJ Crimson.
First answer.
KJ Crimson.
Hardcore fan.
Definitely.
Okay, KJ Crimson, please send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And give us your mailing address. If your email address has no relative thing to the KJ Crimson, make sure we know who you are. So, KJ Crimson, thank you so much for playing.
Well, it is 10:48 here.
Yep, I think it's time to spin the wheel,
Let's,
don't you?
I think it's time to spin the wheel and see who wins the 2 tickets to the HOA in October.
All right. So, folks, here is the wheel, and we'll give her a spin.
The chat is still trying to catch up.
And the winning name is Naturally NC. Naturally NC.
There we go.
Okay, we should have your email address, but if you would, please also send us an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. We will get your name and mailing address. Do we need their mailing address?
Yes.
Yes. So give us your, send us an email with your mailing address, and we will get that to the promoter of the Homesteaders of America's conference. Thank you all for being here and playing with that. And let's get.
And we expect to meet you in October.
Yes, yeah, we expect to meet you there. You want it here, so we get to meet you in person in 3D.
That's right.
All right. So at this point in time, it looks like, and it's getting kind of late, so I think it's about time to wrap it up.
I think so. We've
Maya,
kept them.
Jess, you guys got any last thoughts or?
We just appreciate y'all having us on.
Oh.
Boy is tired. Look at this. He got to stay up extra late. Are you tired?
I'm not tired.
You look tired.
No, his eyes look like, yeah, they're about ready to close for the night. He's trying.
Do you like vegetables?
Very
Little jokester.
Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all having us and everybody that chatted with us.
Well, we appreciate you agreeing to be on tonight on such short notice.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of fun. We got to try a little bit of new technology here tonight. I think it worked pretty well. I think you guys didn't have any problem hearing people.
And tell Toby that Nana and Papa says hello.
We will.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much. We certainly do
Folks,
appreciate it.
We had a great evening. Thank you for being here. Thanks to Roots and Refuge. And you all have a great evening.
Night. Night. Night.
Night night.